What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Flix. Also known as Kimo. His opponent today in the red color playing as Thor. His name is Kiluminati. Kiluminati. Alrighty. What are we going to see here? Thor versus Oranos on Painted Desert on patch 6.0. Players are now starting to get into this patch, starting to give it a little try, seeing, dipping their toes in the water, seeing exactly what the changes mean. You can only... the thing that I find funny, right? When it, like, I go on and you watch, like, Age of Empires 2 pros, Age of Empires 4 pros, reacting to tier lists and trying to explain what they think the change means for a matchup. And I think the reality of the situation is actually a little bit more simple than most people think. You don't know what something does until you experience it. You can look at the numbers and say, wow, that makes that unit a little bit worse, or that makes that strategy a little bit worse. But at what degree of worse does it actually make? It's very hard to tell, unless obviously the change is quite drastic. And oftentimes in patch lists and patch changes are quite small. Now, one change that I think most people are agreeing is quite drastic is the Shockwave change on the villagers. You can still use Shockwave on army. It's not like Shockwave has been removed. It's not like you got less Shockwaves. It's just a single usage of Shockwave was removed. So now the ability to Shockwave villages is gone. How much does that impact Oranos versus certain civilizations? So we'll see how things will end up going here, as Kiluminati, he's been playing the Thor quite a bit. He does get that bonus on the armory, though I've yet to see him utilize the armor in the games I've watched of him. So we'll see if that happens here or not. There's also the mithril horseshoes on this position. This is going to be a really, really big relic for Kimo to keep away from Kiluminati. We'll take a look and see if Kimo spotted that. He has spotted it. And here's the thing. On a map like Blue Lagoon, with, I believe this was... Wait, was it 5 zebra? It might have been 4 zebra. If it's 4 zebra, it might be a little bit more challenging. But 5 zebra, you can easily afford to make an Oracle hero, get the relic, and get yourself to the heroic age, classical age, very, very easily. All you got to do is just, instead of taking the villager and putting him all the way over onto this wood, you come over here, you chop down this palm tree, you chop down this palm tree, you come onto the gold, you get yourself the extra 65 gold. You can see that you're sitting at 78 gold, so you'd be sitting well and truly at that 65 gold you need to heroize the Oracle. And you can see the temple comes up, costs 35 food or something. Bam, he has the resources to advance here. So you can tell that it's possible to make that happen. But here it looks like Kimo's not even bothering with that one. Kiluminati is actually on this position in the center of the map on the elephant here, trying to eat that nice and early. I like the aggressive hunting here. I like the Dwarven Gold Mine, going aggressive with that one. We see some houses coming up over here as well for Kiluminati, as he's going to push forward. He's going to grab the relic, and he should be in position here to defend this one, as Kimo, he's over here on this hunt there. He's also spreading himself out very, very thin. This is super dangerous for Oranos to do this. Reason being, if Thor expects this kind of play, he can go for double Ulfsark opening and harass these villagers straight away. Alternatively, it makes Freya a little bit stronger because you're going to be able to get some serious value out of that Valkyrie on that position. But I think, well, we are seeing Freya here coming through, so Kiluminati might be able to get this value. It depends on where he sends that Valkyrie. As we see the longhouses coming through, Kimo does drop himself an immediate Valor on this position with the Promethean pushing forward, wanting to attack this spot, wanting to get himself that hero citizen there as well. I like all the value coming through here. One Herser in position with the Promethean coming through. Kiluminati will be needing to retreat off of this one, but with no... and Forest Fire has been used. The villagers do manage to survive. And Kimo is going to be continuing to put pressure forward here. As Kiluminati trying to take these fights nice and early, will be able to snipe down those Promethean offspring, Promethean there, and retreat away. These villagers still in the center of the map here. There's a lot of units going to be coming there very, very shortly. As the villager here, hero, citizen, plus Oracle hero, pushes the Valkyrie back there. As these Hearse are going to greet themselves over here with the other reinforcements. But can he hold on this position is the question. Answer is no, he cannot. And some villagers will end up going down here. At the very least, some damage is going to come in onto this position. As one villager going to go down. Not quite. As it looks like Kiluminati box formation here. Got to keep those villagers safe. As the army turns around, can actually take somewhat of a fight here as he does turn around. Keeps every one of those villagers alive. But Kimo has done some decent damage there on that fight nonetheless to push Kiluminati around. As the Terma picking off these Hearse nicely here. Big Shockwave coming through there to push the raiding cavalry away, giving him more time to take out those Hearse. Great usage of the Shockwave there to start the game off. However, Kiluminati pulls back in, and he does manage to push Kimo back there for the time being. Lots of idle units back here for Kimo. Needs to get those into the army. Lots of resources in the bank here as well that he needs to start thinking about spending. How are the economic upgrades going? He doesn't have any upgrades just yet. I'm surprised to see that from Kimo. He's a very economic player, but he might... we'll see how things are going to go. He normally gets his upgrades, but against Thor, he might want to be a little bit more hyper aggressive. Especially on a map like Painted Desert, because he wants to force Kiluminati and force the Thor player to make more units so that this gold mine expires and we don't see a heroic age to come through for Kiluminati with like a ton of units to boot. As the raiding cavalry going to be moving over, looking for some raids. There's not really anywhere to attack that's going to be easy here. And Kimo going to be splitting up his army, looking for some value over here. Nice micro from Kimo, pulling his Terma back as the army going to turn around and actually take this fight here. A little bit risky where that's concerned. One citizen gets caught out over here as the Momilo coming over here to defend. The citizen here does just simply garrison, no problems, pushing back on that position. Population differential here, 85 to 75. So Kimo's got a slight edge on the population, but we'll see how things are going to go here. As raiding cavalry going to push back in, still trying to take down this citizen here. Good garrison micro there from Kimo, keeping his citizens alive there. As we do see yet again, Kimo pushes in and gets pulled back here. He kind of needs to be running this in with the Terma, because there's only a handful of raiding cavalry in here, so he could probably snipe down a handful of throwing axemen there with some good micro. As Kimo, at this point, has defended the raiding cavalry. He's got himself some good economy here. Staying one town center. No second town center just yet. Going to be looking to put some pressure in onto this position. Checking out the gold mine. 1,300 gold left on that gold mine there. As the houses going to get targeted down here by Kimo. This is a lot of good damage onto this position as medium infantry comes in as well. The army coming over here to try and take this fight as well. But Kimo simply just going to take that damage, retreat, no problems there. As medium raiders is in for Kiluminati. They're also 7.2 speed raiders there. As we do see the Valor getting dropped down. Terma here, no micro by those Terma. He's got to target down those throwing axemen. That's so vitally important. There we go. He's starting to take them out on the back there. We see the raiding cavalry targeting down those Terma there nicely. Throwing axemen, trying to pull back ever so slightly to stay out of range of the Terma here. But the raiding cavalry seemingly all get taken down as there's still only a handful of Terma remaining. But as always, when you take these fights as Norse, the problem is that the reinforcements are going to keep coming. And while Kiluminati here, he's sitting with a decent amount of villagers, he's now idle on this position. He's got no hunt left over here. He's going to make the trek all the way over onto that hunt. And he's now down to 58 population with his gold mine expiring. That's exactly what Kimo wanted in this game, was that fight there. And now we'll see what's going to happen after this. But obviously, this top position here is going to be very, very important for Kiluminati to try and defend. So Kimo hits the other side of the map. No problems here. Taking down some houses, getting some value. As we do see a raiding cavalry pack looking for some villagers here, trying to stop a town center from going up. Kimo rightfully identifies here that after winning that fight, you can easily take a town center, push up to full population, and try and get a gold starve. Because Kiluminati here, there's no way he's going to go heroic age. As we do see this mana getting taken down by these raiding cavalry, but Kimo just going to say, I can just push in and get some serious damage under here. But good garrison there from Kiluminati, getting that bonus damage on the town center. And the mana does get taken down over there for Kiluminati. So it's a little bit of revenge fire, but this town center over here going up underneath the nose of these raiding cavalry. Kimo can rebuild that house right next to this town center to keep that citizen nice and safe as well. But I think Kimo's going to want to put the mana down over here anyways. As the villagers bringing mana up on the front there, actually, on that hunt there. As the units in defensive position here with those Promethean here to help attack. Nice decision here from Kiluminati to go after those citizen. But Kimo dropping the Shockwave here to keep his citizen alive. One very low HP citizen does end up going down. But the raiding cavalry here end up getting taken out there. Has the Promethean pushing forward. Throwing Axeman going to be pulling back. No problems where that's concerned. As the raiding cavalry going to be pulling all the way back home. He sees the town center going up here. And to me, it looks like Kimo can just start pushing in and around onto this position. He's got himself a catapulti already on this gold mine. So he knows 100% of the time, every single time, that there's a gold mine on the top side of the map there. As the Terma here, I mean, he could take this fight if he really wanted to. Town center is up. Kimo a little bit short on population, I guess, here. So he's trying to retreat away from this one as Kiluminati's at 100 population himself here. Meanwhile, over here, random Miller does get taken out. The problem for Kimo, I guess, and why he doesn't want to take the fights is because he's only got 3 military buildings. So, or no, he's got 4 military buildings, but he's not spamming out of that one. So, I mean, he's probably fine here to take fights like that as the citizen going to garrison into that manor there. And now Kimo has to push up here and take this fight. You see that barracks being built out of? No, not out of the counter barracks either there. As the citizen trying their best to repair this one back up as the Murmillo pushing forward here. The Prometheans are here. There's only a couple, well, there's 2 Valkyries, which is going to be a big help, and the Hearser. So if you can get the Hearser onto those Prometheans, that's going to be huge, which he does manage to do. Over here, we see great micro from Kiluminati to make that happen in the early stages of the fight here. Kimo, however, he's got the Terma to take out those Thrown Axemen on the back here. And the Valkyries here are going to start getting taken down by those Hero Terma, Hero Mamilla that are in this fight. Looks like Kiluminati here manages to hold nicely there, and the citizens will end up getting taken down over on that position as well there. So while Kimo loses that fight, he's still got a lot of production he can do now to push back in, whereas Kiluminati is going to slowly get dwindled down here in this classical age as the Thrown Axemen turn around, try and take the fight. More Valkyries. The Valkyries are so difficult to take out. Hero Terma trying to get converted here, but even so, 55% pierce armor, 412 HP is a lot of HP to get through. If Kiluminati here gets himself the upgrade for the Valkyrie, they're going to be even stronger. Aurora Borealis, such a big upgrade there. We do see one Valkyrie getting taken down there with those Prometheans as the Hero Terma are doing some good damage over here. Kimo, 109 of 110 population, missing that house because it was taken down there, but still only 5 population behind. Isn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, as the Valkyrie doesn't quite go down there, lives with 1 HP, could heal that one back up moving forward as Kimo now pushes in to take this fight. Kiluminati here turns around, seeing what he can do here in this one. We do see the army of Kiluminati pulling back ever so slightly. Kimo at this point getting some more farms up in his main base, armory up over here as well. Kimo searching around, I mean, obviously rushing towards the heroic age would not be a bad idea. He just needs to get all those farms down. Does he have upgrades? He's got himself all his upgrades now as well. As the army of Kimo now recognizing he's got the speed advantage. Turns around, tries to sniper, throw an axeman, but the Terma are drunk. Dwarves getting pulled off of this gold mine ever so slightly here. Funnily enough, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just turn around and shank this here for Kiluminati, but he goes for the retreat instead. Going to lose a couple of villages here, and the army is just going to be retreating away anyways as the rest of the red units come in. But gets a snipe, and Kimo is on the move here. Kiluminati now, farms coming up in his main base. Leaving these chickens here, I'm not sure about this. There's a lot of food on this position here. That's 1,000 food there getting left by Kiluminati. Probably could have delayed the farms a little bit more. As the army here sees the villagers on this position, a handful of Norse units coming through, but Kiluminati going to get their walls up to try and trap the Oranos army in on this position. There is an easy way out on the other side here, but we'll see how things are going to go. As Hyperion, the god of choice here for Kimo, as he's going to push through. More military buildings coming up over here. Hyperion in for Kimo is really, really big. 2 town centers versus 1 town center. Going 3 town centers. Going heroic age. Kiluminati is pretty much stuck here in this classical age. He needs a ton more farms. Only 11 villages on farms means a very, very long time to get to that heroic age. To get that 800 food in. And he's also going to be running out of this gold mine relatively soon as well. As the villagers pulling back here. Watchtower getting some damage done to help defend this one. Kiluminati could, I think generally speaking, if you have to go farms in the classical age as Norse, you probably should just go for the town center and just kind of pray. Probably grab this forward town center here if you can. And just pray you can hold. I don't know. Hyperion now in for Kimo. He's got a commanding position now. Palace up on the front. Going to be going in for some destroyers, maybe, as the army retreats back. Third town center is up as well. There's a ton of gazelle down the bottom there if Kimo wants to jump onto it. But it looks like Kimo is going to be simply just rushing that mythic age. Marker coming up on this position as well for Kimo. That's the palace here. Just about finished, and Kiluminati just about going to go to the next stage. It does not get fully stuck in the classical age because the fighting stops here, but he's got a long way to go. He's now got 28 farms. Wait, where is he getting? Oh, he's got the villagers on the chickens. Okay, nice choice there. So that's how he got to the heroic age. Went onto the chickens after all. There's the watchtower going to get taken out over here. We do see one throw an axe. I'm going to be attempting to get up that town center on the back there. The watchtower here going to get cleaned up. Villagers retreating into the town center. Could move up onto the top wood line there if he so chooses. And he does need to be really, really considering where he's going to get that next gold mine from. Obviously, on the front here, it's not going to be good, but on this position, might be possible. And Kimo's already clicked up through Heck Gate, so the Tartarian Gate's going to get dropped somewhere here very, very shortly. As there's the Skadi through. The units here for Kimo just sitting back for the time being. He's really taking his foot off the pressure here, off the. Is he getting himself an upgrade? He's getting himself no upgrades. He's getting himself the heavy infantry and the heavy archers here, actually. So that's why he stopped the attacking, because he just wanted to make sure his units are a little bit more high quality here. As the Terma going to be running straight through here. Hits the temple. Mithril Horseshoes gets dropped here. Satyr is getting a ton of damage onto those thrown axemen. In all honesty, versus these thrown axemen, Satyr much, much better than Thea, than Symphalian birds. We do see a cheeky frost getting dropped down here. That will freeze all of those Tartarian spawns. It's actually a pretty interesting usage of the frost. If there's units on the Tartarian gate and there's all those 5 Tartarian spawns out, you can frost and you can take out that Tartarian gate. No problems there. There is a Lampede here that can come in. We do see Chaos getting dropped down onto that position there. We'll see how the game continues. Balder has already been clicked up by Kiluminati. Kiluminati now putting his villagers onto the wood line here. Can Kiluminati manage to make a Ragnarok work here or not is the big question, as the Tartarian gate here will end up falling. It's got himself 500 HP remaining. The army going to pop out here as well. And will Kiluminati get that free win from the Ragnarok or what? We've got lots of palaces coming through here. We've got lots of fanatics coming through here as well. 100 population only for Kimo at this point. And all of his army does get taken down. Kiluminati has to kind of notice this and start thinking, do I click Ragnarok straight away? Do I go for a second goal up my third gold mine? Do I go for my third town center? Those are the big questions. As we see some units coming through, there's also the Lampede still very much alive here for Kimo. Very, very important in this matchup to keep that one alive. Plus, you've also got access to that Chaos a little bit later here as Kiluminati retreating back. There's the Balder does come through, immediately clicking that Ragnarok, going up to, what is that population? 214 population. The Lampede here, 4.3 speed. And we don't even get to see it. Kiluminati doesn't even want to try it, as he does tap out, as Kimo just that little bit too far in front in this game. That being said, 138 population versus 200 population. There might have been a gold star possible here. This might not have been as over. I mean, I think you've got to play it out when you click Ragnarok at the very least. Got to go and see. But yes, there is a lot of fanatics coming here, and these are unupgraded hero of Ragnaroks in terms of defending in that one there. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next game.